What would be your single best advice to a person like me in Europe? How to react, how to live, to survive?
How to live? I'm not a preacher.
No, how to live, but what is your single best advice for a good life in these circumstances?
Yes.
Professionally, privately, what do you advise?
Well, I mean, look, I think it's very tempting to kind of adopt this individualistic set of mind, right? And basically say, to hell with it, I just want to have privacy, for example, to be delivered to me as a service. So, I'll pay 10 euros a month and all my apps will be super secure, they will be super encrypted, and none of my data will be shared, and why should I care about privacy? Right? But the idea of privacy as a service is very different from privacy as a right. Because when privacy is guaranteed to you through constitution, we don't have this urge to pay 10 euros a month to protect your privacy because it's given to you by default. Right? And I think that with this kind of onset of digital services, the temptation is to think of any good, right, that we traditionally valued as something to be striving for, as something that can be delivered to us as a service. Right? So the title of my next book is actually Freedom as a Service, right? Which was an actual prototype product developed by Cisco. If you can imagine, it was a blockchain-based system for identity for refugees. So Cisco came up with it and called it Freedom as a Service. And I think it's a very dangerous proposition because ultimately, if you just think about it as a consumer, right, of services, you think it's fantastic. Yes, freedom as a service, what can be wrong? But I think ultimately, if you still want to preserve some kind of institutional leverage over these big firms, you need to be able to think beyond just the service paradigm, right? You need to be able to think in terms of rights. You need to be able to think in terms of infrastructures that will not be offered as privatized services. And you need to be able to think how you can leverage those two in order to, in fact, stimulate entrepreneurship, create companies that have sustainable models that do not just draw on some kind of extractivist, predatory model, as a lot of these data economists do. I mean, all of that is possible, but it needs preconditions, right? And those preconditions cannot just be more and more services. They have to involve some kind of institutional, political innovations, tinkering with new sets of institutions, new sets of legal ownership regimes, of data, of AI, and so forth. We have to be able to experiment, not just with fantastic apps and services, but also with alternative political models of organizing society. Otherwise, society will in fact be organized just by this handful of technology firms.